up here. We are just a couple of hundred meters from the Lebanese border. Now, Lester, we are not hearing sirens right now, but I think it is possible that they may go off any second, in which case our crew will move to the safety of the shelter down here. But Lester, this is snapping Israelis back to that moment in April when Iran fired 300 missiles, drones, ballistic missiles, cruise missiles towards Israel. That barrage was intercepted by a combination of Israeli air power, but also American military forces across the Middle East who were able to shoot down the vast majority of those missiles. And people across Israel tonight will be wondering if the same can be done again. Lester, I can tell you at this moment, the skies above us are lighting up. We are seeing Israeli Iron Dome interceptors, and they appear to be shooting down some of these missiles as they streak over the skies of northern Israel in many, many directions at once, Lester. We are seeing the streaking lights of what we do believe to be these Iranian ballistic missiles potentially fired just 10 minutes ago from Iran, crossing a distance of thousands of miles.
Leaves are falling.
And now illuminating the skies of northern Israel. And we are seeing the smaller streaks of light as these Iron Dome interceptors are going through. Lester, I can say we are seeing some of these missiles, they are either falling apart, a sign that they have been intercepted, or they are making their way down towards the ground here in northern Israel. It is just a light show unlike anything I have seen before. Lester, a really tense situation here right now.
All right, let me just reset for the viewers. What we're seeing now are the missiles, interceptors, rockets. We're not sure what these particular vehicles are. This is a view from cameras in Tel Aviv right now. You can see some of the impacts. Typically what happens, the Iron Dome explodes, destroys the incoming missile, but those pieces still come down and they can be lethal. As we watch this view again over Tel Aviv, and you see what appear to be impacts now on the ground. Flashes on the ground indicating that some of these are reaching targets, whether the intended target or not, reaching some sort of a target. While we look at this picture, I want to go to Richard. Here's some of it now. Let's go to Richard Engel now. He's in Tyre in southern Lebanon. What are you seeing there?
Well, there is a lot of activity in the sky here as well. I think you can see some of these flashes of light. We are obviously in Lebanon. We are not inside Israel, but we are in southern Lebanon, very close to the Israeli border, not very far from where Raf is right now. And it appears to be a counter campaign to either stop Hezbollah firing or to stop the incoming Iranian missiles. But what we are seeing here is something that is completely unusual in Lebanon, unusual in this conflict. I would say that this is part of a coordinated response to try and stop the Iranian missiles from flying into northern Israel, and also to try and shut down Hezbollah at the same time. So what I think we're seeing on both sides of the border right now is a response, air defense systems in action to stop the Iranian incoming fire and to stop Hezbollah. So this is a massive campaign, a massive amount of air defenses. Lester, what Iran has just done in the last few minutes is an extraordinarily risky move. Many people believe that Iran felt that it had no choice but to launch ballistic missiles or to launch some sort of attack against Israel. Because Iran has been in such a weak position recently. Iran projects power through its proxies. Iran's main proxies are Hamas in Gaza. Hamas in Gaza has been effectively dismantled, its military capacity destroyed. It is still launching a guerrilla campaign against Israeli soldiers. The cost to the people of Gaza has been tremendous. And its other main proxy, its much bigger, more powerful proxy, is here in Lebanon, Hezbollah. And it is being systematically dismantled by Israel. So Iran, many people said, while losing its proxies one after another, felt that it had to react. Otherwise, its other proxies, and it still has backers in Syria, in Iraq, and in Yemen, would think that Iran is a paper tiger, that its threats don't mean anything. But what we're seeing in Israel and in Lebanon is that at this stage, it seems that there has been a massive response, air defense response on both sides of the border. To shut down Hezbollah, shut down that Iranian attack. We will see, perhaps in the coming minutes, if any of those ballistic missiles got through this incredible net and caused damage. But
Richard,
just as most people aren't necessarily familiar with ballistic missiles, each one is about the size of a passenger bus.